Well, good evening and welcome to JoyNews Prime. This broadcast is live from our studio at Akufo-Addo in Accra. We are live on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 125 and around the world on myjoyonline.com. I'm Noella, Kharyne Yalley.
And I am Emmanuel, Samani. Tonight, the new Patriotic Party calls on President Mahama to decline signing Tribunal Bill into law, stop arrest and harassment of opposition members, and free the judiciary from undue executive influence. We've got details from the Democracy Under Attack demonstration.
Also tonight, a widow of the late Samuel Abuaji calls on Ghanaians to honor the memory of the 8 officials who died in last year's military helicopter crash by intensifying the fight against illegal mining. We have details from the grief-filled memorial service marking the first anniversary of the tragic military helicopter crash.
Also tonight, communities along the White Volta warned to prepare for a possible flooding as Burkina Faso prepares to spill the Barry Dam. We'll take you live to the area. In business.
Inflation declines further to 4.6% in July 2026, down from 5.3% in June, as easing food prices continued to drive down overall consumer price growth.
And later in sports.
Well, the Black Queens will in an hour face Mali in their final group game at the ongoing 2026 WAFCON.
Now, this is Joy News, your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. We're back in a bit.
Welcome to the program. A march, a petition, a direct warning to President Mahama. Today, the new Patriotic Party took to the streets of Accra in what it calls democracy under attack. Hundreds of party supporters led by minority leaders and top party executives marched from the Supreme Court to the Jubilee House to submit their petition. They laid down 3 key demands to President Mahama. 1, reject the controversial Tribunal Bill, stop the arrest and harassment of opposition members, and take your hands off the judiciary. That was the centerpiece of the protest today. There's more in the following report.
Hundreds of NPP supporters, including former members of parliament, the minority leadership and party executives, took to the streets in a march from the Supreme Court through some ceremonial streets in Accra to the seat of government, protesting the arrest and prosecution of some party members. Justin Kudiaframpong is General Secretary of the party.
Selective justice is what we are seeing in this country, whereby members of the new Patriotic Party are being arrested, detained, and arraigned capriciously before the courts. To the extent that when members of our party are arrested, detained, atrocious bail conditions are set forth for them.
Former Majority Leader and former Member of Parliament for Swami, Osei Chairman Sobonso, says the party senses signs of dictatorship from the NDC government and believes the protest was necessary to send a strong warning.
We have seen these signals in bits and pieces, and I see the making of dictatorship is not really foisted on a nation in one fell swoop. Usually they come in bits and pieces. So if you don't flag these matters, perhaps the executive may not observe.
Lead counsel for Chairman Wontumi Enedubuahen, Samuel Atacha, reiterated his position that he will not return to court next week until the legal vacation is over, describing the Chief Justice's directive for the oral cases to proceed as unfair.
First instance, what is special about the Hanan case and the Dubuahen case? What is special about them? Why should other courts rest and these specialized courts should continue? Are you giving an impression to the entire world that you are in an ambulance mood to jail people? Why should people not have their vacation? Why should all the judges who are handling rape, murder, robbery, and the rest of criminal cases rest? And why should this be hand-picked for adjudication? That is not the way to go.
Minority Leader Alexander Afenyomakin expressed concern over several issues, including the removal of former Chief Justice Getro Tokono and the conviction of Chairman Wontumi.
To disrespect our democracy by only nominating you to come, like I said, with great deference to you, it doesn't match it. So it means that the government does not even take serious the grave issues before us. You are bullying, intimidating your political opponent. Why should Wontumi be in prison? What has he done? How can a judge say that he having a lease allows somebody to do galamsey? So he's vicariously liable. So you put him in jail 20 years. You remove the Chief Justice. What did she do? Because you wanted to capture the judiciary. And today, as all judges are on vacation, the government has directed the Chief Justice to give dispensation to some judges only to try matters involving NPP activists. That is wrong. Again, Iyoko, what Iyoko is doing, they invite you, you go, they say go and bring property worth millions of cedis before you are granted bail. Very onerous bail conditions. That's also wrong. Now you see, there's an election ahead of us, 2028. Unfortunately, Mr. President is not going to stand election again. This third-term agenda you guys are pursuing, has failed. It will not going to happen. It will not happen. So you're going to have your own difficulty looking at how you have failed the people of Ghana. And you are definitely going to be in opposition. Would you be happy if such a thing happened to some of your members?
I do assure you that it is going to get to the president. And this is democracy at hand. If the NPP today has been able to come to the Flagstaff House to present their petition, then I'm saying that democracy is at its utmost. Everybody knows what today is. Today is the day of memorial for the 8 gallant heroes who fell. And I'm happy that Honorable Leader is saying that I am a nobody. But I want to assure you that I'm a senior member of government, and this petition will directly get to the president. And they should also remember that in this country there are laws. There are laws that is put together to help us regulate our lives and our being.
Meanwhile, the Secretary of the Judicial Service, Musa Ahmed, pushed back against the NPP, insisting that the independence of the judiciary has not been compromised in any way.
Your political statements, I'll reserve that for you and the politicians. We in the court are independent, and we assure you will continue to be independent for the survival of our democracy.
The presidency is expected to respond to the petition presented by the opposition, but the protest has further heightened the political debate over the independence of state institutions and the administration of justice in the country. For JoyNews, Fatao Bayaga, Accra.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Director of Operations at the Presidency, Mustafa Gbande, says government will not be distracted by the demonstration. He described its timing as insensitive because it coincided with the commemoration of the 8 officials who died on August 6.
That petition they have submitted today, nobody is going to have time to read it because it doesn't make sense, and nobody is going to waste time. We have a nation to build. We have a country to build. We have problems confronting people to solve, which they created, and we are solving that. Number 2, let me assure him that the NDC government has a responsibility from the people of Ghana to build and to grow an orderly society. And any one of them who falls out of order will be reined in. It doesn't matter their status. You see, we need to stop this hypocrisy. You go and stand outside, exploit unsuspecting youths to go and stand in the rain on a day that we are mourning and reflecting on a tragedy that has hit this country. We lost 8 statesmen. 1 year anniversary. You organize a demonstration and you call yourself a political party of well-meaning Ghanaians.
Well, the widow of the late Deputy Director General of the National Disaster Management Organization, Samuel Abwaji, has called on Ghanaians to keep alive the memory of the 8 officials who died in last year's military helicopter crash by continuing efforts to fight illegal mining, Galamsey. Now, Ghana was plunged into a state of mourning after the government confirmed that a Z-9 helicopter carrying senior government officials and military officers to Obuasi went down en route to launch of the Responsible Cooperative Mining and Skills Development Program. Nancy Kumson revisits the tragedy and its lasting impact on this in this report.
As reports of a Mason military helicopter began circulating, uncertainty gripped the nation. Hours later, the Ghana Armed Forces confirmed the aircraft had lost control with radar.
I have the unpleasant duty, sadly, to announce a national tragedy involving the crash of a military helicopter this morning around the Adansi area in Ashanti region.
The helicopter had crashed near Adansi in the Ashanti region, killing all 8 occupants. Among those who lost their lives were Defense Minister Dr. Edward Omani-Boama, Environment Minister Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator Alhaji Limuna Mohammed Muniru, senior military officers and crew. The delegation had been heading to Obuasi to launch a program designed to transform Ghana's artisanal and small-scale mining sector and help curb illegal mining. As rescue teams secured the crash site, another painful reality emerged. The bodies had been burned beyond recognition. The following day, the remains were flown to South Africa for DNA identification to eliminate any doubt over the identities of the victims.
We need to do further examination and investigation just for the avoidance of doubt.
President John Mahama later addressed the nation, declaring 3 days of national mourning and announcing a national memorial in honor of the departed.
On Saturday, 9th August at 5 p.m., the nation will gather at the forecourt of the State House for an evening of reflection and memorial in honor of our departed colleagues.
On the 9th of August, families, colleagues, and state officials gathered for a national memorial service. Days later, the nation bade a final farewell at a state funeral marked by military honors, solemn tributes, and overwhelming grief.
You said you had a flight to Obuasi, and you'll be back. I'm still waiting.
We're pained, but even in our pain, we choose to hold on to your legacy and take consolation in the fact that you're resting in the bosom of the Almighty God.
That was Mohammed, always in demand, always important to someone, but still finding the time to care for his family.
There's rest for you until we meet again.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going. We know them.
Nancy Kumsis reports for JoyNews.
Now, a year after families, friends and government officials gathered earlier today at the UPS Auditorium for a National Interfaith Memorial Service in honor of the 8 people. Presidential Affairs correspondent Maxwell Abuba has more on this report.
I need you, oh, I need you.
The mood at the UPSA auditorium was filled with grief. Present were top government officials, including the President, Vice President, Chief of Staff, diplomats, ministers, clergy, family members, and more. A deeply emotional moment at the memorial service came from the widow of Manan Chum Ampedu, Naval Lieutenant Irajua Kumetrema. In her tribute, she spoke of the painful reality of losing her husband, recalling the many times she has reached for her phone to share a photo or message with him, only to remember that he is no longer there to receive it.
Even now, it is hard to reconcile the memories with the actuality that we've lost our partners. I recently had to attend a program. It was an inter-service quiz, and they were catcalling and jesting. And someone in the audience shouted, "Mayday, Mayday." And I immediately started panicking because I was wondering if that's how the final moments were for our husbands on that day. I have lost count of the number of times I have pulled out my phone to share a picture with him, only to remember that I will not get a response. It has been hard, but it is well.
Redwan Limuna, son of the late Alhaji Limuna Muniru, also paid tribute to his father, celebrating his legacy and the impact he had on the lives of those around him.
Last year, we celebrated his remarkable life and spoke of him as a loving husband, a father, a brother, a mentor, and a man whose life inspired everyone who had the privilege of knowing him. Today, those words carry an even deeper meaning because for an entire year, we have had to learn what life looks like without him.
The widow of the late NADMO Deputy Director General Samuel Abuaji called on Ghanaians to honor the memory of the 8 officials who died in last year's military helicopter crash by continuing the fight against illegal mining in Galamsey.
But before any title, he was my husband, a father to our 2 girls. I will not stand here and pretend the year has been easy. Grief does not get smaller. You simply grow around it. There's a chair in our house that nobody sits in. Birthdays came anyway. Christmas came anyway. And our girls still ask me questions I do not have good answers for. Let me say one last thing. Samuel died on his way to a fight that is yet not finished. The rivers he was going to defend are still being poisoned. The land is still bleeding. The truest tribute we can pay this 8 is not a speech. It is to finish their work. Please, do not let us be the last year we remember them.
President Mahama in his remarks said the dedication and sacrifices of many men and women in public service often remain unnoticed until tragedy occurs. He urged Ghanaians to recognize and appreciate the contributions of public servants while they are still alive and actively serving the nation.
As president, I've often reflected on the enormous sacrifices made by the men and women who dedicate their lives to public service. Much of their work goes unnoticed. They travel long distances. They spend countless hours away from their families. They endure difficult conditions. They make decisions under pressure. They accept risks because they believe that Ghana's progress is worth every effort they put in. And too often, we celebrate such service only after tragedy strikes. Today, we must resolve to appreciate public service even as it is performed daily, to appreciate those who labor faithfully, often without recognition, because they believe in something that is greater than themselves.
Take it away.
Right, so after the crash, a committee was tasked to investigate the cause of the incident, and Jason Day joins us in the studio with details of what happened. Jason, you want to take us through some of the recommendations established by the committee?
So the first of all
which we highlighted as a team, was that acquisition of ground support equipment, because the committee found that was what was missing at the time that this crash happened. Another thing was to upgrade en route navigation aids to strengthen communication, because they realized that while a pilot is in the air in a helicopter or anything, communication while moving was difficult, and one of the reasons why the crash occurred, or they could not really intervene during the time. Another is also to adopt tracking systems, just so that they can be able to tell where the helicopter or any aircraft is, because as at the time that the crash happened, these things were not really as good as they were. Another thing was to modernize the Air Force fleet and also acquire modern aircraft, because the conversation at the time was the aircraft even good enough? When was it built? How long has it really been in operations? Was it due for servicing? These were the things that were being asked. So these were the main recommendations from the committee.
Right.
But we know that after this, the government has also responded, because this was back in August or even September, thereabout. And then what the government did was, in November, they budgeted to put 2.68 billion Ghana cedis to retool the Air Force. Because just as I told you just before, they wanted to make some good changes to make sure that a crash like that doesn't happen again. So Akufo-Addo went to Parliament, and they also passed this, that 2.68 billion should go straight into retooling the entire Ghana Air Force. And out of that, 94%, that is 2.5 billion, was set out for capital expenditure. Now, after that, that's not what they've only done. They've also gone ahead to say that in the budget, they've said that they want to begin the processes to procure 4 new helicopters and 2 aircrafts, just so that they can boost the Air Force. And in March this year, we know that the government received a new Airbus helicopter to the Ghana Air Force.
Aircraft that President Mahama used following the flooding to assess the flooding situation.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And then that's not all. Well, these are the main things that we've been able to capture. But then what I really want to end with is on this note, because the Finance Minister, who is also the acting Defense Minister, went into Parliament 2 weeks ago to give us the mid-year review. And then what we found was that throughout that entire document, there has been no mention on what the government is doing in terms of retooling the Ghana Air Force. We raised questioning, maybe are they doing things underground that we've not heard of, or have they forgotten about it? We hope that them forgetting about it is not the case, but maybe they are doing things underground that we've not heard about.
Right. Jason, thank you so much for that update there. You're still watching JoyNews Prime here on JoyNews. We'll take a quick breather and we're back with more news.
When malaria shows up, it doesn't knock. It just takes over.
No. This fever is too much.
When malaria comes, respond with Mala 2. Fight malaria with Mala 2 tablets or syrup from Ernest Chemists. Test for malaria first before taking Mala 2. If symptoms persist for more than 48 hours, see a doctor. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, what's up?
Life. It's moving so fast. Yesterday I was in class 4. Today I'm almost in JHS. My shoes don't fit me anymore. My voice is deeper. I was watching cartoons, but now they say I'm too old for that.
The more things change, the more they'll stay the same. I still love you the same.
Come and sit that.
In a world that keeps changing, Calipo still keeps making sweet memories.
I still love it.
Dad, I told you to have a sip, not to finish it.
Calipo fruit juice drink, making sweet memories. This advert is FDA approved.
Palladium Residences in Achimota isn't just an address. It's the home you truly earned.
Secure your place with just a 10% deposit and choose from beautifully designed modern apartments or spacious townhouses built for everyday comfort. This is more than a building. It's a vibrant, curated community with a clubhouse, state-of-the-art gym, and an on-site hotel, all at ABC Junction, minutes from Achimota Mall. Enjoy city energy while retreating to your private sanctuary. Call now to reserve your unit and benefit from limited launch incentives, including priority unit selection, executive pricing, and flexible payment options available. Don't miss the chance to pick the best homes. Book your private site visit today. Call 050-9823-424. Palladium Residences. Live smart, invest better.
When you're little, days are extremely busy. Work, traffic jams, meetings, conference calls. Luckily, our mom is here to take good care of us with day-by-day baby and day-by-day kids and their naturally active ingredients. Our skin is hydrated, soothed, and protected all day long. Yes, hello?
You're welcome back, Samani. Take it away.
Now, communities along the Wise Volta are being warned to prepare for a possible flooding situation as Burkina Faso prepares to spill the Barry Dam. The spillage is expected to begin on Tuesday, August 11, and increase the volume of water flowing downstream into Ghana. NADMO is urging residents in riverbank and low-lying areas to move to safer ground and protect their livestock, food, and farm equipment. Northeast Regional Correspondent Ilyasu Tanko joins us with more. Ilyasu, how are residents preparing towards this spillage of the Barry Dam? What more can you tell us with regards to this current situation?
Well, some residents have already started moving towards high grounds following releases or a statement that has been put out by the National Disaster Management Organization in the region. But for some others, according to my checks, they have not received any information from NADMO. And so these residents are more vulnerable to the impending spillage. What they are asking is that they want the NADMO in the region to intensify education, to tell them exactly what to do in their respective communities, as well as in their farms, so that they will be able to prepare ahead of this particular spillage. So for some residents, especially those closer to the West Mamprisi and the East Mamprisi areas, they have gotten the information, but other residents, particularly those in the Mampurgu Muaduri area, they haven't gotten this particular information yet.
Right, thank you, Ilyasu Tanko. For more on this, let's welcome in Northeast Regional Director of NADMO, who is in the person of Tahiru Rafiu. Tahiru, good evening, many thanks for your time. I want to find out from you what measures NADMO is taking ahead of this impending spillage next week, because we know it's almost a yearly ritual. What are you doing ahead of this spillage?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Please make a point, sir.
Good evening to your listeners and viewers. It is true. We have received a communique from Bagri Dam operators, that is Sonabel, that the level of the water in the reservoir is rising. And if it continues, hopefully Tuesday, they shall begin the controlled spillage of the dam. We at NADMO what we do as our mandate is to make sure we protect life and property through community sensitization. This information, we have sent out our letter, the press release to the various media houses. We haven't ended there. We are also in touch with our traditional rulers, the local government units. I'm talking about the district assembly or the area council operators, that this is the information that we have received. And so our warning is that the farmers, especially those in the East, I can say 90 to 99% of our people are farmers. And so this particular spillage affects mostly the farmers who are farming along the river banks. And so this information is going to those farmers to actually take note and move upland.
All right. So Tahiru, letting these individuals know about the impending flooding. I mean, this has been happening quite frequently. I'm sure you have the experience to tackle, the incoming flooding situation. And so beyond, sharing of the information to the individuals or the indigents, what more are you doing? Do you have enough resources to help protect the lives and livelihoods that you're talking about?
Yes, so we are not doing this in isolation. We have stakeholders across the length and breadth of the region. As you are aware, it is an annual affair. What we are doing currently is working hand in hand with the Ministry of Agri to get us seas that are called flood escape seas. In other words, they are seas that have been improved. The maturing days are reduced. And so these are the measures that we are doing or we are taking alongside our mandate of carrying out the sensitization. Again, if you talk about these improved seas, most of our farmers, by traditional beliefs and certain things beyond our control, it's difficult getting these farmers to actually absorb or use these improved seeds. Once the improved seeds are not used and we are used to the old ways of farming, definitely we will always be victims of this nature. And so, quite apart from the sensitization, making sure communities move up, we are equally engaging stakeholders to see how our farmers can use these improved seeds.
All right, thank you so much, Tahiru Rafiu. He's the Northeast Regional NADMO Director speaking to us there.
Well, to more news, the West African Examination Council has pushed back claims that it unfairly penalizes candidates from private schools, insisting all examination scripts are marked using the same standards regardless of a candidate's school background. And Stephen Mensah reports.
The West African Examination Council is rejecting claims by the Ghana National Association of Private Schools that discrepancies in the provisional 2026 BEC results disproportionately affected candidates from private schools. The council says all scripts are marked using the same standards regardless of a candidate's school. Head of Public Affairs John Kapi explained WAEC's position at a press conference in Accra.
The council uses the STEM 9, also known as Standard 9, grading system. It is a statistical method of reporting candidates' performance relative to the overall performance of all candidates in a particular subject. The STEM 9 scale ranges from 1 to 9. The entire population of examination candidates is considered one cohort. Out of this lot, the first 4% scores grade 1, the next 7% grade 2.
John Kapi also says examination scripts go through several layers of checks before results are released.
Under no circumstances does WAEC discriminate against candidates on the basis of whether they attended private or public schools. How BEC scripts are marked. The council employs rigorous quality assurance procedures throughout the entire marking process. We ensure that there is anonymity between the examiners and the scripts they mark. This is done by swapping the scripts of candidates across regions, coding and packaging of scripts, and random allocation of scripts to examiners, amongst others.
Head of the Test Development Division, Ernest Ejapon, has also been explaining how candidates dissatisfied with their grades can request a review.
So we release our results on 29th July. So by 29th November, this request will be over. So it's within a period, 3 months period. Then when it comes within this 3 months period, then we will accept it, look at your concern, and then start to address them.
WAEC says requests for remarking must be submitted through the candidate schools. Those who still wish to inspect their scripts after the review must do so with the examination officers.
In a related development, some students in the Agava area of South Tong travel long distances, sometimes by a river, to attend senior high school. Residents blame this on a community day senior high school project abandoned for years. 8 electoral areas are now threatening to demonstrate unless government resumes work on the abandoned project. Kwame Yanka has more.
Instead of welcoming students, the unfinished E-block at Agavesondo in the South Tone district of the Volta region has been reclaimed by bushes, while families watch their children make dangerous journeys each day, in some cases cross rivers to access secondary education. Community members have continued to clear the overgrown weeds through regular cleanup exercises in an effort to preserve the abandoned school project. The residents of 8 electoral areas in the Agave zone have issued an ultimatum to government to resume work on the abandoned Community Day Senior High School.
The people you see around means that they are yearning for this project that has been started for some time now, but seems to be abandoned. So as you see them as they stand here to clear the area, it's an indication in the Kharyne court to the government that they wanted this project to be completed for them as a way of development of the area. At least next academic year, we should see something happening.
Leading the 8 assembly members, Assemblyman for Agave Afedume, Christian Kwesi Boyeho, says the E-block project has remained abandoned for years, forcing many students to travel long distances.
Those who complete JHS have to have access to this school, but they can't go. They have to travel far. Some of them have to take risk, travel by river before they go to school at Dabala, Sugakope, Agbakope.
Queen mother of Agave Avegagome, Mama Aboku II, says the abandoned school project has become a symbol of broken promises. The community's regular cleanup exercises to clear overgrown weeds demonstrates how much we value the project and our determination to preserve it despite the delay. The school remains at the same stage it was left nearly a decade ago, and I'm pleading with government to complete it in time to admit students for the next academic year. From Agavesondo in the South Tone district of the Volta region, this has been Kwame Yanka for Joy News.
Well, you're still watching JoyNews Prime with NNS. We're taking a quick breather. We'll be back.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabadim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100100100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
That's right. Did you see that? That is me. Without me, that tap would just be decoration.
That's so. So when the water comes, where exactly is it waiting? Pipe. I also didn't see any bedroom no. Me tank. Me na me cry.
At least I move water.
And I keep it safe.
Without me, nothing flows.
What's happening?
I bring the life.
I preserve it.
Hey, why is the water going on and off like this? Maybe I can do it alone.
Maybe I need you too.
Strong, reliable, built for every home.
Syntex pipes and tanks, the perfect
water team. Syntex, are you strong? Are you tough?
So this strategy will lead. Oh no, not again.
Say, relax. The generator will come on now.
The generator is not working.
Why stress yourself when the experts are just one tap away? Introducing Left Power, the smart emergency support app from Left Signature Limited. With Left Power, certified engineers respond fast, anytime, anywhere. No delays, no stories.
Hello, sir. This is Left Signature Limited. The request has been received and our engineers are already on their way. Please relax. We've got you covered.
This is professional.
Every Left expert is certified, verified, and can be tracked in real time. Oh, you'll know they're coming before they even arrive. From electrical engineering and solar power systems to data center management, cloud services, smart automation, and software development, Left Signature delivers excellence, fast, reliable, and professional. Left Power.
Your solution is just one tap away.
Available on Play Store and App Store. Discover Willow Lane in Sakumono, one of Ghana's most prime community. These expertly designed 4-bedroom homes feature a private elevator, 4 ensuite bedrooms, private balconies, walk-in closets, and a gourmet kitchen and a maid's quarters. Perfect for families, executives, investors, and retirees. Our community offers a swimming pool, playground, and 3-tier security for your peace of mind. Experience the ultimate in comfort, convenience, and community here at Willow Lane, Sakumon. Visit wayley.org or call 0240-111119 or 0308-040500 to book your tour today. Wayley, your trusted home builder.
Yeah, welcome back. Some more stories now.
Some more stories now. A suspected cocaine shipment worth nearly $7 million has been intercepted in Tema, hidden in sacks of Gary. Now, police say the consignment was being prepared for export through the Tema Harbour, and 3 suspects are in custody while the substances have been sent for forensic testing. And Kwame Yanka has more in this report.
As the Ghana Police Service intensifies efforts to make the country a hostile environment for drug trafficking, the Tema Regional Police Command has intercepted a major suspected cocaine shipment. The suspected cocaine was concealed in sacks of Gary and allegedly destined for export through the Tema Harbour. Regional Police Commander DCOP Eric Asamoah-Siedu says the police, acting on intelligence, raided a warehouse within the Tema Harbour enclave. On August 5, and arrested 3 suspects, including a 31-year-old Dutch national. A search uncovered 866 parcels of a white substance suspected to be cocaine.
Acting swiftly on the intelligence, a team of police officers proceeded to the warehouse where they met 3 persons, namely Gilano Owin, age 31, a Dutch national, John Mensah Saba, age 41, and Alhaji Idris Haruna, age 52, allegedly supervising the loading operation. The police observed the sacks of Gary were being loaded into the container, which was mounted on a white DAF truck bearing registration number WR 1118-10. The 3 persons, together with the truck, were brought to the regional headquarters for further investigation. A search of the sacks of Gary subsequently led to the recovery of 866 parcels of a white substance suspected to be cocaine, with a street value of $6,928,000 US.
Meanwhile, DCOP Eric Asamwesidu added that the suspect remained in custody while the substance undergoes forensic examination.
During interrogation, suspect Gilano Owin allegedly stated that the substance was cocaine and claimed ownership of same. The 3 suspects have been detained to assist investigations, while the recovered exhibits have been secured for evidential purposes. The command is taking the necessary steps to subject the recovered substance to the appropriate forensic examination to establish its exact nature and to further determine the circumstances surrounding its intended export.
Police say investigations are ongoing to identify other persons connected to the attempted export and establish the full circumstances surrounding the operation. Kwame Yankes reports for Joy News.
Now let's bring you updates from the National Science and Maths Quiz as Yalley Senior High School has shattered a Presby Senior High Technical School's hopes of marching through to the national championship after a dramatic comeback victory in a keenly contested contest in the Eastern Regional Qualifiers. Now, despite admitting they were wary of a brief pedigree and confidence display on social media before the contest, Yalley turned pressure into performance, fighting back from behind to snatch automatic national qualification with 53 points.
So it was a neck-and-neck contest here, right from question 1 to the last question, between Presby Senior High Technical School and also that of Yalley Senior High School competing in contest 11 of the Eastern Regional Contest. In a trailing contest, Yalley was able to stage a comeback after round 2 when they were trailing.
It was a very great contest. It was filled with hate, like it was what we expected, and we got what we expected. Yes.
Going to the national champion. Right. Sir, let me hear from you. Your school has qualified for the national championship. It was a tough contest, neck and neck, right from round 1 to the last round. Round 2, as at the end of round 2, you were losing, trailing by few points, but you were able to stage a comeback.
Oh, we are very grateful. We are very grateful to God Almighty. Looking at the whole start of the contest, in fact, we were not even thinking that we could be able to match Ebri, because the way they were hyped on social media, we even thought that we will even come and meet something we cannot even fit. But we realized that when we gather the courage, and we will be able to do it. And we are most grateful to God Almighty for giving us the victory.
Going to the national championship, what should we expect from you?
Oh, the best, the best. We will do our best, and we hope we'll get to the place there.
Thank you. Congratulations once again. But with Presby Senior High School from Ebri gaining 47 points, they will have to wait if they can qualify as one of the top 30 schools from the runner-ups here in the whole regional qualifiers.
Well, we have showbiz after this quick turn. Don't go away.
When malaria shows up, it doesn't knock. It just takes over.
Oh, no. This fever is too much.
When malaria comes,
respond with Mala-2.
Fight malaria with Mala-2 tablets or syrup from Ernest Chemists. Test for malaria first before taking Mala-2. If symptoms persist for more than 48 hours, see a doctor. This advert is FDA approved.
Upgrade your print game with Konica Minolta, proudly powered by SkySat Technologies. From all-in-one machines that print, scan, and copy to professional systems and heavy-duty production machines, we deliver unmatched performance. Right now, SkySat has an unbeatable offer. 1 entire year of free servicing on all Konica Minolta machines. That's 12 months of expert maintenance for new and existing customers. Visit our new VIP Print Center at Pegasus Place, Airport Residential Area for a live demonstration. Call us on 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. Again, it's 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. SkySat Technologies. Performance that delivers every time.
Only has one job, to keep up with you. But when your camera freezes, your messages arrive late, your video calls keeps breaking, and your battery gives up even before the day begins. Maybe your phone is trying to tell you something. Maybe it's time to get something better. Purchase the phone that keeps up with you during CompuGhana's Mobile Prime Week, the biggest mobile phone festival where top brands meet best prices. From the 27th of July to the 9th of August, enjoy exciting discounts on smartphones from Samsung, Tecno, Infinix, Itel, Vivo, Xiaomi, Huawei, Hotwave, and Doji, plus amazing gifts. CompuGhana has the right choice for you. Visit any CompuGhana showroom or shop online at CompuGhana.com. Call us on 0302-752020 or WhatsApp us on 0243-143-143. Mobile Prime Week, the biggest mobile phones festival. Top brands, best prices. CompuGhana, passion for technology.
You're welcome back, and the Queen of Pop is standing by with the latest.
He said Queen of Pop.
Yeah, Queen of Pop.
I feel like Michael Jackson's,
our very own Queen of Pop.
Baby girl or something.
That's what you want to be called, baby girl?
I don't know, because he said Queen of Pop. We know that he's the only king of pop.
No, he's the king. But you are the King of Pop of multimedia.
Right. I accept it. But we have something for the kids this evening. I'm very excited. I don't know about when are you having a child, though? We can have a child together if you want.
But here we're on national TV.
I'm just saying. But popular children's series hits the big screen in Cocomelon, the movie, in theaters on February 19. The all-new film follows JJ as he embarks on the biggest adventure of his life, kindergarten. On his first day at school, JJ discovered his favorite stuffed bear, Boba, is missing. He and his friends Cody, Sisi, and Nina begin a quest that transports them into a magical land ruled by Princess Harmony, who created a world with one rule: no singing.
Boba? Boba, where are you?
Welcome to Lost and Found.
I'm JJ, and I'm trying to find my bear, Boba.
We'll find your bear and get you home. But it won't be easy.
Come on, guys!
Phew, false alarm.
This is gonna be legendary!
Going to theaters. We have the opportunity to take them to the theaters. So this evening, let's talk about Throwback Thursday. For many Ghanaians, the name Pusha brings back memories of one of the television characters that defined a generation, Ajete Anan. He is an actor whose journey has stretched from the stage to television and film, while inspiring a new generation of performers along the way. On Throwback Thursday today, we celebrate the man behind the character, the career he has built, and the mark he continues to leave on Ghana's creative industry.
Go shake up. Today there she fall when I drop inside.
If you grew up watching Ghanaian television, chances are you grew up watching Ajete Anan, popularly known as Pusha. But long before Pusha became a household name, Ajete was simply a young man who loved movies. But acting in front of the camera was never part of the plan.
I loved movies pretty much from the very, very early beginning, but then I never saw myself as being an actor in front of the camera.
Then came an opportunity to perform in the well-known series Things We Do for Love.
Things we do for love. Things we do for love. Sometimes
people saw something in him, commended his performance, and even encouraged him to pursue acting.
People were saying that, look, I have this talent, usually when I had some roles to play. And that's where school came in.
But there was already a foundation to build on. Ajete had begun building his experience in theatre, taking on stage productions including Death and the King's Horseman, Marriage of Anansiwa, and Prison Graduates.
My head! Who is that knocking to disturb me? It's me! Stop disturbing! Stop disturbing!
With the training and experience behind him, Ajete moved deeper into film, taking on roles in productions such as A Sting in a Tail, Devil in the Detail, Adam's Apples, Keteke, A Little Affair, and many more. And with every role came another side of the actor. He has not simply been present in Ghana's entertainment industry, he has grown with it, and interestingly, he has not kept that knowledge to himself. Through teaching at NAFTI, he continues to pass on what he has learned to those coming behind him.
More monies that we contribute, people want to chop it. I think that these are the levels, and this is the level that we begin to hold such people accountable.
But perhaps that is what makes his journey worth celebrating. The name still carries weight. Pusha, a character many of us remember with a smile.
Ajete Anan, my brother for life. He's been very instrumental in my life. I even have a movie coming up with him in November, and another one coming up next year in April. He is extraordinary, extremely calm and reserved, very composed, extremely time conscious, just like me. That is why I think I resonate with him a lot. He knows what he's doing.
I remember him for being that vibrant guy with a
signature walking style, and he was trying to get Jackie Appiah and competing with one fair guy. And I like the resilience. It shows that even if you are not, financially buoyant, you should keep focused and target what you want to, go for, and go for it against all odds. So that's one thing I like about him, and we celebrate him for the good work here.
I really like him a lot, and especially the way he walks. I really like the walking. I love Pusha.
Pusha! The walk.
Yeah, JT and you want to do the walk before we get out of here?
Off air.
Okay. I can do the walk if, you will allow me, David. But please log on to myjoyonline.com. That's where you find all the news. And
absolutely.
And the walk.
And we'll see you same time tomorrow. Bye-bye. Yeah, you will feel
Welcome to a place where everyday living is reimagined, where space, movement, and community come together effortlessly. With thoughtfully designed spaces, modern facilities, and everything you need within reach. You don't just live here, you feel safe, comfortable, and at ease. Step inside Eden Heights and discover spaces crafted for comfort, style, and everyday living. And just when it feels right, you will know. Because this isn't just about finding a house. It's about stepping into a better way of living. Eden Heights, the height of modern living. Book a private viewing today.
Malaria's remedy is Lonat. Therefore, we're gonna use Lonat to recover. You have malaria? Yes, please. Are you shivering? Yes, yes. You got chills? Yes, take Lonat. Lonat. First day, Lonat. Take Lonat. Second day, Lonat. Take Lonat. Lonat. Third day, Lonat. Take Lonat. That's all. Lonat, scatter malaria. Lonat, it is scatter malaria.
This advert is FDA approved.
Bad referee decisions. Don't let your child's grade suffer a bad match. Ensure a straight win this academic season with curriculum-aligned textbooks and interactive tools from Pegasus Publishing. From preschool to senior high school, we have the exact game plan your kids need to ace their classes. And because it's World Cup season, you get a massive 20% off every single book. Don't drop points. Call 059-50-10175 or dash to Pegasus Publishing in Accra, Newtown, right opposite the Total Energy Station. Free delivery within Accra when you call. Pegasus Publishing, shaping minds, winning futures.
All these were food.
Food to the brim, Mankasa. I only took small pill. Small? You pour like waterfall.
Let's check the camera, shall we?
What camera?
I knew it.
Hey. Hey, mommy, daddy.
Fruit Yalley is for sharing. No need to hide to enjoy.
Family that share together.
Stay together.
Wait, there's more.
Hey.
Someone match it.
Fruit Yalley, the family drink. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojobaka. Inflation for the month of July has slowed from 5.3% to 4.6%. This was largely influenced by the rate of increase in some food prices, slowing marginally in last month compared to the same period last year. Addressing journalists, government statistician Dr. Hassan Idrisu said while prices continue to increase, they are doing so at a much slower pace than a year ago, reflecting continued moderation in inflationary pressures. More in this report.
According to the Ghana Statistical Service, on a month-on-month basis, inflation slowed further to 0.1% in July from 0.2% in June, suggesting consumer prices were almost unchanged during the month. Food inflation remained the main factor behind the decline in headline inflation. Year-on-year food inflation eased to 3.1% in July from 3.9% in June, while month-on-month food inflation fell to negative 0.1%, indicating that average food prices declined slightly during the month.
The index itself stood at 271.1 in July 2026, that is 271.1, against 259.1 in June 2026, and a base of 100 in 2021. Month-on-month, prices rose by 0.1% between June and July 2026. That figure deserves a moment. 0.1% means that over the most recent 30 days.
The Ghana Statistical Service described the development as evidence that food relief is real, noting that slowing food inflation is easing pressure on household shopping baskets.
The cost of the national basket was very nearly unchanged. Now, let me split the basket into three ways because the average height as much as it reveals. First, food and non-food. Food inflation was 3.1% year-on-year basis, down from 3.9% in June 2026. Non-food inflation, meaning everything else apart from food, was 6.1%, down from 6.3%. By goods and services categorization, goods inflation was 3.4%, down from 3.7%.
The Ghana Statistical Service noted that the national inflation figure marks significant differences across individual products, with some items becoming considerably cheaper, while others experience sharp price increases.
Now, government can borrow up to $1.3 billion on the international capital market in a year. This is part of a new debt strategy agreement reached with the International Monetary Fund. There is more from the IMF's latest staff report.
This is part of a new arrangement to help manage Ghana's debt going forward after some significant progress was made in reducing it to some appreciable levels. Recent Bank of Ghana data has shown that the country's debt-GDP ratio has dropped to 45%, even before the 2030 deadline set by the IMF. The fund in its staff report noted that due to these restrictions, government might also have to explore concessionary borrowing to make up for the expected shortfall. The IMF believes that this new arrangement will ensure that Ghana doesn't return to that path of debt distress. However, for now, government has maintained that it is not in a rush to return to the international capital market, but rather stabilize the economy so the country can achieve some favorable credit and investment ratings before that option is considered. But the fund was also quick to add that it was worried about the levels of government domestic borrowings and how that could also affect lending to the private sector by the commercial banks.
And a while longer with the International Monetary Fund because it sees Ghana's new policy coordination instrument as a major game changer for the economy going forward. We have more from the fund staff report once again.
According to the International Monetary Fund, the government's decision to sign up for this program will fast-track access to more donor funding for the country. This is because donors want the assurance that the government will maintain the required fiscal discipline and that the proposed financial support will be used for its intended purpose. The IMF and its staff report also stated that the program will help Ghana fast-track the process of regaining an investment-grade credit rating, a move that could enable the country to raise funds from the international capital market on more favorable terms. Ghana has historically experienced significant fiscal slippages after completing the IMF-supported programs. This is one of the reasons the country has turned to the fund 17 times to help stabilize its economy. However, the IMF believes this new program could help consolidate the gains made and strengthen fiscal discipline going forward.
Now, Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Esiama, says the central bank will remain vigilant despite recent economic gains, citing continued global uncertainty. Speaking at a stakeholder engagement in Sunyani, he said the bank will take measures to protect the cedi, keep inflation low, preserve financial stability, and support sustainable growth to create confidence for businesses, households, and the broader economy. Precious Semevo has more.
Part of efforts to demystify its operations and strengthen engagement with the public, the Bank of Ghana met stakeholders in the Bono region in Sunyani to provide updates on its policies and address first-hand concerns about the financial sector. Addressing the meeting, the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Esiama, said though the conflict in the Middle East is affecting oil prices in Ghana, the country's economy remains strong. He said bank deposits continue to rise, adding that incentive policies are being introduced to encourage banks to extend more credit to the private sector.
Credit to businesses and households. These grew by more than 41% in June this year. You compare it with about 9% growth a year ago. This means more businesses have access to financing so as to expand, so as to create jobs, and so as to contribute to economic growth. And that is something we are pushing deliberately. We are introducing a number of policies to incentivize banks to lend not just on a short-term basis, but to be able to lend on a longer term. We want to see young enterprising individuals start a new business.
He said the global uncertainty requires a focus on measures that protect the cedi and boost business confidence to create jobs.
The progress we have made is encouraging, but we must not become complacent. The global economy remains uncertain, and events beyond our borders, these can still affect us. And that is why the Bank of Ghana will continue to take decisions that protect the value of the cedi, keep inflation low, preserve financial stability, and of course, support sustainable economic growth. Our goal at the Bank of Ghana is simple. We want to create an economic environment where businesses can grow with confidence and where every Ghanaian can share in the benefits of a stable and growing economy.
Bono AGI Chairman Ernest Tete urged the bank to introduce measures that will support businesses in the effective implementation of the 24-hour economy initiative.
If we are making a purposeful attempt to change the normal Ghanaian setup economy to a 24-hour, then I think the central bank should also have some grant systems that support certain key areas that people in the industry would like to, take advantage of.
Precious Semevo, Joy Business, Sunyani.
The Agricultural Development Bank, ADB, says it is positioning itself to become one of Ghana's top 3 banks by strengthening employee engagement, expanding agricultural financing, and deepening relationships with customers and business partners. Speaking at the bank's 2026 Annual Health Walk, Managing Director of ADB, Edward Atusapong, says the annual health walk is not only promoting staff wellness, but also supporting the bank's broader business strategy of achieving 1 billion cedis in profit, growing deposits to 35 billion cedis, and driving sustainable business growth through a motivated workforce and stronger stakeholder collaboration.
Agriculture Development Bank says its annual health walk has become more than a staff wellness program, evolving into a strategic platform to bring together employees, customers, suppliers, and business partners to strengthen relationships and improve productivity. Speaking at the bank's 2026 annual health walk, Managing Director Edward Atto Sapon says ADB's nationwide network of 90 branches requires stronger staff engagement to drive performance and deliver the bank's long-term business ambitions.
The bank has some very ambitious targets. Want to be a billion profit bank in a short period of time. Want to elevate our deposits to in excess of 35 billion. We want to be among the top 3 banks in Ghana. That requires a certain level of employee engagement to enable that to happen, because leadership alone cannot do it. So we need employees to come along and work with leaders to get us to the next destination. The essence of this bonding together is in line with our strategic intent of bringing employees, directors, partners, leaders, management together to mingle and bond, talk informally on how we can move the bank forward. And we are hopeful that once these events happen, it gingers everyone to contribute meaningfully to move the bank forward.
Deputy Managing Director of Operations Sylvia Nanyante says this year's health walk was expanded to include customers and exhibitors as part of effort to strengthen corporate relationships beyond banking.
Health is very key to everyone, and so some few years ago we decided to institute this annual walk. It was actually on a smaller scale in the earlier stages, but this year we decided to scale it up. We decided to include our customers, and we also decided to include some exhibitors who are our customers. But on the corporate level, I want all entities to know and deepen their relationship with ADB. Yes, we are doing very well as a bank. You can see from our financials and everything. We will be reaching out to all our corporate entities, both existing and new. And in a nutshell, ADB is a financial institution, and we want to deepen our relationship to our customers.
ADB says it will continue investing in employee well-being, customer engagement, and agriculture financing as it positions itself for sustained growth while supporting businesses and farmers across the country.
Now, success is not determined by where a person comes from, but by the mindset they cultivate. That was the central message at the launch of a new book by Gloria Boy-Doku, partner, tax and regulatory at Deloitte, Ghana. The book chronicles her personal journey and seeks to inspire young people to look beyond their circumstances and pursue excellence. More in this report.
Partner, Tax and Regulatory at Deloitte Ghana, Gloria Boy-Doku, has launched a new book aimed at inspiring young people to believe that their background should never limit their aspirations. Speaking at the book launch held at the British Council in Accra, she said the book publication was motivated by conversations she regularly has with students through her mentorship engagement with institutions including UPSA, Accra Technical University, and other schools.
I have a foundation with partnership with universities, UPSA, Accra Technical University, and a couple of other university and secondary schools. And when I engage with the students, they see mine today and sometimes ask me, so Madam Gloria, how did you get here? And maybe in their minds, I got it so easily. So I had a silver spoon in my mouth. So this book is to tell them that no matter your background, no matter where you are coming from, the most important thing is your mindset. And with the right mindset, your background is not a limitation.
She further encouraged the youth not to allow lack of resources or difficult circumstances to prevent them from pursuing their goals.
Background is not a limitation. I mean, your background has no role to play in your success journey. You just have to know that you are capable. Read the book. I have all the, answers to what worked for me, what helped me, and I believe you'll be motivated and not limited by your background or your lack of resources. No, that shouldn't be a limiting factor. So I expect people to be motivated and not held back by their background. No, that shouldn't be.
Renowned Ghanaian playwright and author Uncle Ebo-White commended Gloria for documenting her personal experiences and making them available to inspire others.
The problem with Ghana, the problem with Africa, is that there are too many people who are too willing to leave a debt for their grandchildren to come and pay. And it is always wonderful to meet somebody who has decided, I won't leave a debt for my grandchildren to come and pay. And one of such people is Gloria Boy-Doku. In the 2 books she has given to us, talking about her life, her experiences, things that I'm sure the average person would rather hide and keep to herself. In sharing that, Gloria has paid her dues. She hasn't left a debt for her grandchildren to come and pay. Indeed, she's making an investment for her grandchildren to come and be blessed by. And that is why I celebrate you, Gloria.
The book is expected to motivate students, professionals, and aspiring leaders by demonstrating that success is shaped more by determination, resilience, and mindset than by one's background.
In more prime business stories, government statistician Dr. Hassan Idrisu says reducing bribery and strengthening governance are essential to attracting investment, creating jobs, and growing Ghana's economy. He explains that while investors closely assess corruption levels before committing capital, improving governance indicators and declining bribery trends can boost investor confidence and drive economic growth. He spoke at the launch of the governance series Wave 3.
For any business, what you want is fair prices. What you want is a bribe-free environment, right? Because you want more business, you want more people to patronize your product. So anything that would exclude somebody from patronizing your product is a no-no. That's for a business. Secondly, when investors are coming to invest in a country, they ask a couple of questions. Some of the questions they ask relate to governance. This country, is it a country where corruption is the order of the day? Is it a country where there is bribery, etc.? So once investors know that these, incidences are high, the likelihood that they pull back is very high. But when you have data that shows that you are seeing improvements, for example, the data that we have shows that if you take bribery incidents between 2024 and 2025, we are seeing improvements coming down. We are seeing improvement in voice. We are seeing improvement in other direction. That's positive for investors. And that is likely to attract investors to the country to do more business. Once investors come to do more business, all other things being equal, we are talking about more jobs, we are talking about more GDP, we are talking about more taxes.
The University of Energy and Natural Resources, in partnership with GIZ, has reaffirmed its commitment to preparing students for the global stage through international collaboration and exposure. Speaking at the university's second International Day and Exhibition in Sunyani, the Foundation Dean of the International Relations Office, Professor Amos Kabuba, said integrating global best practices into the curriculum would equip students to seize international opportunities and contribute to national development. Precious Samuel reports.
The University of Energy and Natural Resources has marked its second International Day celebration and exhibition in Sunyani under the theme Local Industries, Global Futures, Youth Mobility and International Partnerships. The event brought together development partners, including GIZ, to explore how collaboration, research and faculty and student exchanges can equip young people with skills for global opportunities. The initiative also highlighted how international partnerships can drive innovation in agriculture, energy, natural resources, and the green transition while creating jobs. Founding Dean of UNES International Relations Office, Professor Amos Kabuba, urged students to embrace international partnerships, believe in their potential, and return home to contribute to Ghana's development.
Our curriculum we are always telling the students, it's not like one cast it all. We have to look at different perspectives, different countries. How are they doing it? For example, if you take China, how did China all of a sudden become a global star? So, basing on the experiences, the good experiences from other countries, at least integrating that into our curriculum, into our classroom, and letting the students understand that they are equally as talented like all other students in other countries. I think that is the message we want to push our students to know, that there are opportunities, but in the midst of all of these other opportunities abroad, they must know that they have the talent to be able to grab these opportunities and to come back and help Mother Ghana.
Partner institution GIZ also encouraged students to take advantage of its programs and expertise to build successful careers whilst helping reduce irregular migration. Technical advisor at the Ghanaian European Center, GIZ, Dennis Benediewu, explains.
We do a lot of capacity building, we do reintegration, and we also do regular migration. But majorly, the concern in this region has been how people would want to travel to Europe to go and look for work or to go and study. And the Ghanaian European Center, what we do is that we provide advice to people that are interested in migrating to Europe to go and study and to go and work. Because our work is also tied with the European Union on the things that we have to do to promote regular migration. Some of the things that we do in terms of regular educational migration is that we have collaborated with Campus France and DAD and some other service providers for them to provide advice to people or students that are interested in studying in Europe.
Precious Semevo, Joy News, Sunyani.
The head of cybersecurity technology standards at the Cybersecurity Authority, Jake France, has warned individuals to desist from involving corporate names and acronyms in any search using artificial intelligence tools. He says the practice is exposing sensitive corporate data and creating new avenues for cyber fraud and phishing. Speaking at the maiden EcoBank Joy Business Financial Dialogue Series, Mr. France said many Ghanaians and employees are unknowingly leaking confidential information by typing company-specific details into public AI tools.
If you are fond of using AI to do your work, please leave out your company name. Leave out the company name in your searches. Personally, you can do what you want, but leave out the company name in your searches, because the moment you put it there, the tool is smart enough to gather all that stuff, aggregate it, and start figuring out how things work. We've tried it. We've tested it with some companies where we said, what are you working on? And they said, we're working on this project. We said, okay, tell us a little bit about it. They said, no, it's private. We just went online and typed in 3 keywords, and everything they are working on came on, because at one point in time, or at some point in time, somebody had gone in there to do a research to complete that work. So I would advise all of you to please stop using your company name, acronyms in searches to do your work. Find a better way, because the moment you type in anything resembling or close to what you do, the AI is smart enough to aggregate all that stuff. It's a machine learning language, so it's going to start learning that. And if I ask it a question, it's now going to give me the 2 responses and say, for now, this is what I know.
Thanks so much for watching Prime Business. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Razak Musbao is next with Prime Sports to enjoy.
Welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Masbao. Tonight, Ghana Premier League champions Midyama have been hand-drawn against DR Congo giant TP Mazembe in the first preliminary round of the 2026-27 CAF Champions League. Now, the draw, which was conducted at the Confederation of African Football headquarters in Cairo, today handed the Takwa-based club one of the toughest possible opponents in the opening stage of the competition. Well, let's get some reaction to this draw. And on phone is Communications Director Benjamin Willie Graham. And we will be speaking to him very shortly. But Midyama themselves, they've been intensifying preparations for the new season in Ivory Coast. And earlier today, they secured a 2-1 victory over Yamoussoukro FC in a preseason friendly in Abidjan. Goals from Abdul Salam and Dominic Amponsa in the first half handed Midyama the victory at the School Scientifique de Yamoussoukro field. And just highlights on your screen there. Yeah, so that was Midyama's latest game in Ivory Coast, where they've been intensifying preparation for the new Ghana Premier League season and the upcoming Champions League campaign. Well, fortunately, we've got on phone the Communications Director of the club, Benjamin Willie Graham. Benjamin, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Your club have been handed a very tough start to the CAF Champions League campaign against TP Mazembe. I mean, how have you received this draw?
I'll be honest with you. I think that if you're talking about the CAF Champions League, it's a very tough competition, and every team that's qualified to be there deserves to be there because all of them are champions. And so, if it's a converse thing of you have a team that are back and who want to select one to play. Certainly, you have to get ready for the top. And so, that's the case that the players care for them and have whoever it is, they're ready. We're not what about me. We're just ready for everybody because we are champions and the rest are also champions. So let's see how we're going to prepare and then beat them.
Interesting. I mean, TP Mazembe, of course, we know, giant on the continent, and you are pretty confident about your team's chances. But based on the preparation so far, are we, at least based on this draw, are we likely to see some intensified effort to beef up the team, the squad, in that regard? Is there anything like that going to happen?
I mean, the thing is, we've met TP Mazembe before. I mean, we've had to play some very tough teams on the continent during our campaign back in the CAF Champions League some years ago. And we've also had the opportunity of beefing up our squad. As I speak to you, the team is currently in Ivory Coast. We've been preparing for the Premier League and for the Champions League. And yes, we had a trial match, the Yamoussoukro FC. We beat them by 1. We're going to have another trial match. We also test our for week. In terms of preparation, we definitely are not really looking back. We're getting everything ready. We're fighting on. We're getting our coaches, the coach Tanko, Ibrahim, and of course the likes of Coach Amankwa and everybody, they're really working with the team. I have to be honest with you that my club president, Samani, and of course the CEO, James Tufi, the board chairman, Dr. Tony Obin, all of them are just putting everything together that the team will be well prepared for our match against Steve Mazembe in Takwa and also in Lubumbashi. So whatever the situation is, it is our ability to be ready, our ability to be well drilled, our ability is to be indeed positioned in a way that they are competitive, whoever we are going to meet. So the most important thing is that Midyama is ready and prepared for any opposition that we face in this competition.
Well, Mr. Graham, thank you very much. And the message is clear. Midyama is ready for any opposition they will face in this year's competition. Of course, we're wishing the Ghanaian champions the very best in that regard. Meanwhile, the head coach of the side, Ibrahim Tanko, spoke after the team's victory against Yamoussoukro in that friendly game, where he did mention that the team is getting ready for the new Ghana Premier League campaign and very much even looking forward to more friendly games while they continue their preparations in Ivory Coast.
I think it was a very good game, and this is the first game, like you said, in Abidjan, and we managed to win 2-1. And I think, like I said, first game, we have to watch the video and then look at the mistakes and the positives that we have done and then keep on working. Oh yes, I mean, you could see that all of them are eager to give their best, and those who played today, I mean, did very well. We still have 4 games to play. Everyone will have his chance, and then definitely we are going to have a very strong side among them. No, I think in terms of pitches or in terms of the atmosphere, definitely one of the best, because we were here last season. That's why we also came back, and I think everything is going fine. We hope that we will go through the pre-season without any injury.
That's head coach of Midyama, Ibrahim Tanko there. Well, elsewhere, FA Cup holders, Nations FC will also face either Niger's AS Zam or Mali's AS Rio de Bamako in the second preliminary round of the CAF Confederations Cup after they successfully navigate their opening tie against FC Diarra. Now, the Kumasi-based club will begin the tie away from home, with the first leg scheduled between September 4 and 6 before hosting FC Diarra in the return fixture from September 11 to 13. Now, if Nations FC are able to progress, and they'll face the winner of the first round encounter between AS Zam and AS Rio de Bamako for a place in the group stage of the competition. Well, Ghana's Commonwealth Games boxing bronze medalist Amadou Mohamed says his ultimate goal was to win gold for the country. Although he narrowly missed out on the top prize, the determined boxer says he remains committed to working harder to achieve that dream in future competitions. Amadou also appealed to the relevant authorities to provide greater support for Ghanaian athletes, stressing that improved investment and preparations will enable them to make the nation proud on the international stage. Well, I have been interacting with him following that very prestigious achievement.
This is not the goal. The goal is to win gold for Ghana. The determination was very high. The confidence and everything is very high. Unfortunately, we had a bronze. I think this fight was a fight. I have overconfidence. This opponent, I narrate him that who am I going to fight with? This I have to finish him, get the work done, go and rest for the final, bring the gold home. So, overconfidence to let me. He surprised me small bit. A friend for me. So from now on, never going to narrate any opponent again. You don't have one leg or have to respect you, give you that respect. And when I beat you, I'm beating you.
Yeah.
You don't have to go in to stop you and respect you.
Yeah. I mean, talk to me also about Coach Oforia Sare. He was your head coach. He was guiding you in all of it. How was it like, with him training you in camp and all of this? How was the experience working under him like?
So far, Coach Asare is a very tactical and best coach. I always tell him, Coach, you are the best coach in the world. Because in terms of tactical level, giving you like confidence, like letting you understand what you are doing. It's not only just the training and the boxing and stuff, but I will let you know that you are doing this. So put your all in. This is your last and only opportunity. So if you had it, you have to take the opportunity serious, make something different, and you can change your life through this tournament. So you don't have to lose this. Let's go. Even when you are training, the training stuff will say, do you need gold? Then we need gold. So gold. We make sure. So the time you are training, it's boosting you. So you go all out in training. That's same as the fight. When you reach the fight, we'll give you a champ. You spar this, you fight with this, you do this. So you can make this job easy. So all this show that Akudasari is a high-class coach. Know what it takes to handle a boxer, and manage a boxer to reach there. Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, if you compare this very Commonwealth Games, this was your first time at the Commonwealth Games, right? Yeah. But in the last Commonwealth Games, Ghana had at least about 3 or 4 medals in boxing, 5 medals in boxing, and we ended up with just 1 this time round. How was the mood like among your colleague boxers? How was the mood like when you realized that, Charlie, we only did 1 and it's a decline? This Commonwealth were very tough, though the boxers, but when you meet your opponent, you see here you have meet tough opponents. Wide Omar, our captain, he was witness, he was at the last Commonwealth, he won bronze. By himself justified that this Commonwealth is very, very, very tough. You meet a lot of tough bosses. It's not easy. You taking the medal home, it shows that, you are there. But personally, what did you learn? What did you learn from, participating in this Commonwealth Games? Because I'm sure even during training, you got to meet some of the boxers from other countries and all of that and all of this experience. How did it improve your boxing? What have you learned from it fundamentally? This tournament, I feel that you can go all out in professional. Because you have seen a lot of skills, the talents, best bosses in best countries, like, Australia, India, England, Ireland, tough countries that they box. So I think we have learned a lot. Even we don't see it, but when you come to professional, you are fighting. People will say that, this is what it takes to be a boxer. You are afraid the level. You can do something. You can make something. So experience there. We have learned a lot. Based on the training, when you were training here in Ghana to when you went to camp, what kind of support do you think needs to be given you and other young boxers so that we can make Ghana proud, even if we end up going professional of that? One thing I would say is we need sponsors. In Ghana, we have people who can come on board and support the young ones. Like we know Ghana, the situation that we are in, we know they don't really take care of the sports, only one sports. But they can try and do some effort, because you have talent. Don't wait till the person gets to the top before you come and say, come and do your Ghana ambassador, do this. This is the time. Cut them young and they shall be yours forever. So this is the time. Come on board, come and cut the young ones, support their dreams to reach there. If you help someone to make it, you have to make it. So don't wait till the person reach to the top and people he reach at the limelight before you come and say, you want him to come and be your Ghana ambassador, you want him to come and be your sponsor. No, this is the time. We need you, so come. It's not only me. If you come to Buko, you see, we have a lot of talent. And when they are growing, they support to let them find another job. They waste their talents. But if you start picking them, helping them since some level to the top, it's your own benefit. So we beg them that they should come. Because when we are having my support, we can do better than this. We can do better than this. And the next thing for you, at least between now to the end of the year and even next year, what's your next plan? And that's why we'll go back, decide with the team. We have a team that you work with as my manager, CEO, junior. So go and discuss whether we can go to professional. We can stay in amateur. Because we are growing. This year I'm 21, 28, I guess it's my birthday, 21 years. So I'm growing. So
When the chance comes, you have to take the opportunity because Ghana, they don't help. So when you sit down, you relax, maybe your time will pass. So if you have the opportunity, you have to make some better team.
So are we likely to see you in the ring anytime soon?
Oh, sure. We will keep. You see me very soon to show you that I've learned a lot, I've experienced a lot, so I can go to the top, bring good bets to Ghana, maybe the next 4 years or 5 years. This is a promise to Ghana.
Yep, that's Amadou Mohamed there, and really good boxing prospect. But let's take you to Europe now, because FIFA President Gianni Infantino is still under a lot of pressure, and we understand UEFA are sticking with their decision to boycott all UEFA tournament. Now, Moody is with our partner station, DWTV, and is joining us all the way from Berlin to talk more about that. Moody, good to have you. I mean, there's a lot of controversy surrounding FIFA's plans to sell stakes in future events like the World Cup. And at the moment, we do hear that they have pulled the plug on it. But tell us, what exactly is going on?
Well, yeah, this story has really been making waves in world football. Essentially what happened is FIFA wanted to set up a company to run its tournaments, like the World Cup, for example, and to then sell stakes in that company to private equity firms. So FIFA maintained that they would still have control over everything, but effectively, private companies would have been part owners of world football and of the biggest events in football. Now, this caused absolute uproar around the world. Critics accused FIFA of greed. They said that FIFA was selling the World Cup to the highest bidder. UEFA, the European Confederation, they threatened to boycott FIFA events in the future. Now think about that. That would have meant that you would have no European teams at World Cups, which means Germany, which means France, and of course it means the world champions in both men's and women's football, Spain. Kind of unthinkable, really, when you look at the World Cup that we just had, especially. But it's not just the European nations. CONCACAF too, that's for North and Central American and Caribbean football nations, and the AFC, the Asian Football Confederation, they also rejected these plans. So that's a majority of FIFA's member nations, which means the plans are essentially dead. It's a total and utter mess. FIFA has now withdrawn the plans, but the damage has already been done, at least to some degree. The global body is now in disarray, and the president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, he is facing a crisis. We really are in a situation at the moment where anything could happen to FIFA, the global body for football.
Developments there, and of course now, but the question is, if these plans are so unpopular, then why did FIFA suggest them in the first place? Why did they think people will even support them in the first place?
Yeah, well, the main argument in favour of these plans from FIFA's side was money, as it very often is with FIFA. FIFA said that all member nations that backed the plans from the start would receive $40 million initially, and of course there would have been further cash injections later on down the road. Of course, those numbers mean a little more to some countries than they do to others. If you look at wealthy footballing nations like Germany, where I'm speaking to you from now, there's already very strong income for the Football Association. They already have from their football operations, from sponsorship deals, and of course from their national teams, nearly always making the biggest tournaments, the World Cup, the European Championships. They are serious money spinners for the Football Association here. And so they have huge funding available to operate, extensive football programs. Many nations, of course, are not so lucky. They have less money available for those things. And that means less funding, of course, for football infrastructure, which makes it then harder for them to catch up with the established football nations. And that's why we've heard some comments like those from Rogers Byamukama of the Ugandan Football Federation. He told the BBC last week that they are essentially reliant on FIFA's money, and therefore that anything that brings in more revenue is good and should be explored. So that's the main argument in favour. There are two main arguments against the plans. Firstly, that FIFA already has massive revenues. They made $15 billion over the last 4 years, the last Men's World Cup cycle. And they're sitting on billions of dollars in reserves too, with no debt. So there's no need for a cash injection. FIFA could already hand out more money to world football if it wanted to. The other argument is that essentially non-football stakeholders would have a say in how tournaments are run. So you've got to imagine FIFA having to run their World Cup plans past, for example, a venture capital fund or a conglomerate. So even if FIFA would still have been in control, they would have to factor in the wishes of non-football entities. That goes way beyond what we've got now with, sponsorship deals and so on. And it actually allows interest outside of football to shape decisions. And I think that would cross a line for many people. For true lovers of the global game, it is unthinkable.
At the moment, it's we know the FIFA president apparently has gone on to apologize to most of the federations in a meeting in Morocco. But in terms of some major changes that are likely to happen, because we know some individuals within the Gianni Infantino setup did come out to criticize him. So in terms of some big changes that are likely to happen, what do you foresee?
I think it could change everything, really. The President Gianni Infantino is really under the microscope at the moment, and some are even calling for his head. UEFA, I already mentioned, they have long had issues with Infantino and the way he runs FIFA. And if you look at the strength of their comments, their statements, it suggests they may see a chance to topple him here. They clearly think that he has overplayed his hand after the World Cup. They say they've lost confidence in his leadership, and European countries have now started withdrawing their support for Infantino ahead of the FIFA presidential election next year. It's not just European countries, though. CONCACAF also called for a review of FIFA's governance, and even people close to Infantino have now been speaking out as well. His own advisor, in fact, Carlos Cordero, he quit after saying that he had no involvement in this project at all. And he said it was a bad deal for football. FIFA's own chief operating officer as well, Kevin Lamore, he's gone public too. He said that FIFA's own staff were actually deceived over these plans and that it was the project of one person. Now, he didn't mention Infantino by name, but it's clear who he was talking about. And when people who are close to the top dog like that, when they start to distance themselves from them, I think that's a sign that they believe that he has become toxic, that they don't want to be associated with him or what he's doing. And that suggests they too think he might be finished as the FIFA president. So all of this leaves him in a very precarious situation ahead of the election next year. Until recently, it looked like his re-election would just be a formality, basically. It looked sewn up. But now everything is up in the air. And the FIFA Congress in March could be a huge moment of change for world football.
Much for your time tonight, and well, also to you for watching. Really appreciate your time, and that's all we have for you. We'll be back same time tomorrow. Coming up next is business edition of PM Express with George Uyafi. Please do stay.
Everything has meaning, but not everything is as it seems. For every story told, there are versions of the truth.
We can't afford to look at this, the numbers that have been presented, and say, we are tired, it's the same old issue. No, somebody should be prosecuted.
Every opinion can be debated. Every claim can be challenged. Even the idea of the national interest can and must be interrogated.
This is the date it was. This was the date it was printed from the system.
That is what
what is he talking about?
Because sometimes the real facts are buried deep within layers of interpretation. So we ask the harder questions. We test every claim. We raise the standard of public discourse and place every issue on the altar of unbiased scrutiny. This is Newsfile, your most authoritative news analysis platform. And here on Newsfile, we put Ghana first.
We stand beneath you. What are you doing? Clearly.
Newsfile with Samson Ladi and Yanini. On Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible.
By midday, the day has spoken, stories have broken, events have unfolded.
We call on governments and cocoa board to pay our cocoa farmers immediately.
Now it's time to take stock. This is Joy News Today. As it happens, as it matters to you, from Accra to every region, from Parliament to the courts, our correspondents are on the beat, bringing you the latest developments, verified facts, and the context behind the headline.
This authority is not going to be tough for the men. This authority will not affect the suffering unemployed youth.
On Joy News Today, there are no fragments of speculation, but a clear picture of where the country stands right now.
Because of Galamsey, Ghanaians voted against NPP for NDC to come and do better. But the better now, no, and
so you can stay informed, stay connected, and stay ahead. Joy News Today on Joy News. Independent, fearless, and credible.
This week on the Career Trail.
I applied to Kharyne University, but I wasn't picked. I went to teach in class 1 and class 3 for a year. If I get to how I'm going to teach, I have to be crossing the river. They didn't really want me to do visual arts. That's a bad then.
Every morning before the rush, before the arguments, before the headlines begin to chase us,
there's a moment to pause, to listen, to understand what truly matters. This is where the day begins.
Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, a man who has run away from his own people he once served. We believe in the spirit of accountability. It is important for him to come and answer charges preferred against him by the state.
On the AM show, the news is not just read, it is examined. The stories shaping your life, explained with clarity, handled with care. We ask the questions without fear.
If your constituency cannot grow enough tomato for Ghanaians, then there's something wrong with your constituency.
My name is Emefa Akosua-Adeti.
And I am Samuel Kojo Brace.
2 voices, 1 purpose, holding the powerful to account, putting your interests first in every conversation.
No noise, no spin, just facts, context, and the courage to ask the right questions.
Start your day informed, start your day empowered. The AM show on Joy News is definitely worth waking up for.
Joy News, independent,
fearless, credible.
were living in one of the pavilion behind. Later that we had this new building. Then we now moved to the new building.
You did a lot. They have come here and asked us, and they have continued our 6-unit classroom building.